Where could Zora coin potentially find a bounce? It has been getting rejected at some of these higher levels here, where it's about 12 cents level. Okay, since it has actually broken out of this falling wedge pattern, which I told you guys about, with the price target for this falling wedge pattern at about 12 cents, and Zora has actually got there before getting a rejection. Okay. So I also talked about, so let me go ahead and take away some of these trend lines here to clear up the charts. And I talked about a rising wedge pattern on the 4-hour time frame that I said you guys should definitely be paying attention to, because rising wedges, they could still happen in bull cycles and even on uptrends, right? It tells you that a pullback is coming because this is a bearish pattern and it has a higher chance of breaking to the downside. This one broke to the downside, but very shortly after, the bulls actually bought this right back up, and the price action actually ends up back into the rising wedge pattern. So that is a good sign for this case. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and invalidate that rising wedge pattern, because if you get candle closes back into the pattern on the highest time frame that the pattern is validated in, and I'm seeing that as the 4-hour time frame, then that invalidates the pattern. Since then, it has been going on a little bit of a pullback here again. However, right now I'm seeing a falling wedge pattern here that has formed, okay? And falling wedges are bullish patterns that have a higher chance of breaking to the upside. Now, if it breaks to the upside by this point, for example, the price target is going to be about 11.5 cents. There is bullish divergence playing out as a few short-term moving averages that could be acting as support, okay, which includes your 4-hour 200 SMA, right? We're also seeing bullish divergence on the 6-hour time frame as well. Bullish divergence is basically where you have an equal or lower low on the price action chart, but you get an equal or higher low on the RSI, which tells you that there is usually going to be a reversal in this type, and in this case would be a bounce, right? Quite a bit of support, including your 6-hour 200 SMA down there as well. If this falling wedge breaks down, right? Now you also have to mind the downside of these patterns as well, because we're all just talking about probabilities here. Nothing in this market is for certain. Even though these are bullish patterns that have a higher chance of breaking to the upside, they also have a smaller chance of breaking to the downside. I want to point out one bearish signal that I'm seeing for you guys here on this weekly time frame. And higher time frames usually trump lower time frames. Okay, they have more weight than lower time frames. And what I'm seeing here is bearish divergence from the last weekly candle close, and that is not looking good. Okay, uh, bearish divergence usually tells you that there is going to be a pullback. Okay, in this case, I don't like what I'm seeing here. Right, I don't have Zora. I'm basically doing this review for you guys. If you guys want to continue seeing any more of Zora, make sure to drop a like, comment, subscribe. I'll continue doing this if you guys want to keep seeing it. If enough of you guys want to keep seeing it. But I don't like this pattern here, in my opinion. Okay, just my opinion. Where you have bearish divergence, and it's kind of like a double top on the RSI. So, in higher time frames, the weekly time frame usually have more weight than lower time frames. So, if those lower time frame moving averages don't actually hold, we could potentially be looking at another retest back at the weekly 21 SMA, which is currently at about 6.2 cents. That could be coming up, okay? But we have quite a bit of moving averages beneath the price action here, right? Including your daily moving averages, your 3-day moving averages. So if this falling wedge pattern does not hold, then we can come back here and see what's happening with Zora. Now, I am long on quite a bit of altcoins here, so I am still bullish on crypto. So my opinions on these markets are still bullish in the longer term. Okay, maybe into 2026. Okay, but these are just my opinions and not financial advice, and you guys gotta form your own opinions and strategies. This entire video is not financial advice. Okay. So this is basically it for what I'm seeing with Zora. Let me know if you guys want to continue seeing it or any other coins in this market by dropping a like, comment, subscribe. I'll pick a request to you for you guys on a daily basis, and I'll see you on the next one.